Hey y'all, you miss me? You ready for installment? What we on, 4? 5? You ready for installment 5? I bet so. That's why you clicked on it, ain't it? So this video is video 5 in my introduction to makeup series. We've already accomplished skin, brows, liner, beginner eyeshadow. We got all that down pat. We good to go. We ready for the next lesson, teacher. I did my homework. Okay, so we're gonna go. Alright, so we're gonna move on to my favorite part, which is concealer. Concealer is what gives you that snatched effect. Concealer is what gives you the bright under eyes that you see. It makes your makeup last longer. It helps snatch your contour and everything out. So we're gonna start off with concealer. This is not your Erica, that full, that we're all used to. This is for beginners. My extreme contour video will be out soon. I can't say when, but I'm gonna work on that after I finish this series up. So as you advance into your makeup skills and you get more in depth and more involved, I recommend starting off with baby steps. Kind of like with anything, you didn't start off. You didn't go to college before you went to kindergarten. You didn't start riding a bike before you had training wheels, even though I don't know how to ride a bike. Embarrassing fact. But you know what I mean? You didn't eat the cake before you made the cake. So you got to start from somewhere. So concealer is it's a tough situation to explain, but I'm gonna do my best to make this as simple as possible for y'all. So you can use concealer to conceal areas of your face that you have a blemish or a mark or anything like that. You can also use concealer for other things, to contour, to highlight, to brighten. So you just got to figure out what you're using the concealer for at that time and what shades you want to use right then and there. For my everyday glam face that you've seen on like my previous videos, not in the introduction series, that concealer is extremely bright and it's like 3 layers. So that's not what we're gonna, if that's what you're thinking about to get off now, because you're about to be real disappointed. So for concealer, I'm gonna take my LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer. This one is in the color medium beige. This is approximately about 2 to 3 shades lighter than me, and that's where you want to go, how light you want to go for when you're just starting out. You don't want to go too bright, because if you're not experienced with blending and you're not experienced enough with how powders and color balancing works, it can turn out really bad and you can turn out like 50 shades lighter than you actually are. So that's why we always recommend 2 to 3 shades lighter for those just starting out. These are just some of my favorite drugstore concealers. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte, the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear, the LA Girl Pro Concealer, the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I like the Milani Concealer. I really like this one. This is not the Milani Concealer. Makeup Revolution has a nice affordable concealer. All these concealers range about, well, the Rimmel and the LA Girl concealers, these range about $4. The L'Oreal and the Makeup Revolution, all those ones range about $7. So it's really just your budget, your preference, and figuring out what you like, the formulas that you like. Just for comparison, the LA Girl is thicker, so it's easier to blend. A little bit goes a long way with that one. The Rimmel has a more liquidy base, so this one's great for those who just want a nice lighter finish. And then the L'Oreal Infallible is it's like a mix of both. It's nice and thick and it's full coverage, sis. Like full coverage, opaque, like ain't nothing peeping through. This is a perfect dupe for the Shape Tape concealer, in my opinion, and it's just a really nice concealer for the price. Like you honestly cannot beat it. And the colors are there, sis. Like really nice shade range. They're not gray. Because a lot of times with lighter concealers and darker concealers, they tend to have like an ashier effect, which I cannot, I gag. Like I can't do it. So we're going to go in with concealer. I'm using concealer at the moment to highlight the accent points of my face. So we're going to go in under the eye, the bridge of the nose, the cupid's bow, the chin, and the forehead. We're not going to go too crazy because this is natural. This is natural glam, everyday beginner makeup. On the forehead. This is all you need for a nice, subtle beginner look. This is gonna hide any dark circles that you have. If you're trying to combat dark circles, hyperpigmentation, I recommend going either with the LA Girl or the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. You just want to watch how much you use of both of them, depending on the look that you're going for. The good thing about the L'Oreal one is that it has a doe foot applicator. And all the product that's on here, this is all that you need for your whole face on a nice beginner friendly look. You don't need a whole lot of product. That's basically for any of them. Just for a product reference. The Rimmel one, it has a smaller doe foot applicator, so this one is great for like contouring and brightening up directly in that inner corner like that. You probably need about 2 of these full doe foot applicators to cover your whole face. Just so you know about how much product you should be using. You know. You can warm it up on the back of your hand a little bit and apply it off of there if that's easier for you also. That way you kind of already have it moistened up with your foundation side of your blender to go in and start blending this out. Like that. I'm just going to pick it up like that. But now we're going to go in and blend this out. You really want to take your time and blend it where you place it. You don't want to be moving your product all over your face. You want to blend it where you put it, based on your face shape. My face is round, but I don't really contour like I used to because of my dimples being in the way, so I don't do that. If you have a rounder face, this is pretty much how you're going to apply it. You can apply a little bit under your jawline if you're going for that extra snatched effect. So be it. If your chin is larger than mine, you want to do less. If your chin is larger than mine, you want to do less concealer, and we're going to do more contour, which you'll see momentarily. If you have a bigger forehead than mine, you want to do less concealer, more contour as well. You know, just based on your face shape. The concealing part is the easiest part. The contouring and shading, that's where you really can emphasize and slim down the features that you don't want to be as prominent. So I'm using the foundation side of my blender to blend this out. I like using the foundation side just because I feel like it helps melt all the products together and it gives you one nice uniformed blend. I almost don't recognize myself right now because I never do look such. This is so light for me, guys. Like, girl. And you just want to blend until there are no lines, until you can't tell what's what. This is, girl, that's just my skin. I'll be drinking water, taking my vitamins, staying fuckboy free, you know. Just out here trying to live, girl, trying to make it. You know, staying inside, being quarantined, you know, it's doing something good for me. About Real Tech. Another good thing about Real Techniques, they have these little baby blenders, perfect for beginners. Also perfect if you have long nails and you haven't really been doing this a lot. If you really need to get up in those eye corners and you can't with the larger sponge, that's what these bad boys are for. You can blend under your eye, the bridge of your nose, all that. It is perfect for that. So this size blender, I think it's like $4. They have the really big jumbo one, which I adore, but mine is filthy, so we ain't gonna use her right now. And then they also have that bigger one I was just talking about. That one's like $8. And then those little blenders, it comes with like 3 or 4 in there, and that's like $5. So, you know. So now we are going to move on to contour. Beginner contour, I don't like to recommend starting off using creams. I don't. I recommend starting off with nothing but powder, because sometimes when you're just starting out, and depending on how you apply it and how you do and how you work with the product, creams can move your foundation. So that's why I feel like a lot of people get discouraged and they're like, oh, my face is getting muddy, or oh, it's not blending, I can see like my lines. It's just because you're getting into it, and you know, you gotta start from somewhere. So I always like to tell people start off with powder to contour. Alright, and before we move on to contour, we are gonna go in. This is the Black Radiance loose setting powder. This is in the color Banana. Oh, this is in the color Banana. I like using Banana because I still like to be fairly bright. If you're a little darker than me, you can mix powders. I really like this Black Radiance powder. I also really like, here, you can see that. This is the powder. It's really nice, finely milled powder. I am making a mess. So that's that one. And then also for loose powder, I really like the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powders. This one is in shade 30 Deep. And that's kind of like the color for that. If you're kind of in between powders, you can always get 2. Walgreens always have them like buy one, get one half. So you can get the 30 and 35 to mix to set under your eye. Black Radiance one, I don't remember the other name of the one that's a little bit deeper than this. Yeah, I don't remember. But you can always mix the 2 about half and half in the lid to get your correct color that you want to use for your face, okay? Beginners, I also don't recommend getting a translucent powder until you really start working with it and knowing what you're doing, because you can turn into the Ghost of Christmas Past, because you will be chalky and white and flashback for days. Like, don't get me started. Yeah, I've been there. Take it from me. Start off with you a good banana powder, then we can move up to translucent powders from more prestige brands, okay? Girl, my arm looks skinty. Girl. Alright, so we're going to take our sponge, foundation side in, and we are going to pounce this powder into the sponge. This is going to help to apply it to the skin. You just want to roll it in there. That way when we apply it, it comes off just like that, nice and pressed. So we can press it into the skin, if this makes sense. I'm trying to explain this in like the easiest way possible, but sometimes it's hard. So if you have questions about any of these videos in this series, drop it down below and I'll answer it to the best of my country ass ability. So we just want to pound this in to the skin, and you keep pounding until you do not see that powder anymore. I'm not baking this. I don't recommend baking to anyone. It's a waste of powder. And you see how nice and matte that is? Oh, I live. Yeah, I don't really recommend baking to anyone because it's a waste of powder. Baking is not for everyone. I don't know where that came from. that you've had to bake your powder. To each his own. Like I said, this is a preference thing, but with baking comes a lot of responsibility. And after you bake, you have to do extra steps to really get that powder off. So if you're going to bake, you want to do a layer of powder pressed in like just now, and then go on with a layer on top if that's what you're going for, and you just have to bake. Or if you just want to get those cute baking pictures, we all been there. And we are just pressing this into the skin. This beauty blender is damp. I recommend doing it with a damp beauty blender because it just, like I said, it still just helps it to really look like skin and get that skin finish that you're going for. You see that? Guys, I feel like a 14-year-old. I haven't done like natural makeup for so long myself. And then I got on this Nickelodeon shirt because I'm in the 8th grade. Nah, 8th graders these days is cute. Y'all something else. I wouldn't like that in 8th grade. My ass was lame here. Just, look at me now, Lord. Look what we done transition from. I ain't saying I'm that, but I'm saying I ain't what I used to be. Just like that. You can run some powder across your brows. If you are oily, you just want to pound it in the same way. And you can take a little spoolie to get that excess powder off. And this is a time where you can use the tinier sponges also to blend out your bridge of your nose, to apply the powder to your nose. You just want to set everything really well. I like setting my concealers with loose powders because it doesn't turn mucky. You know what I mean? Like it stays nice and clean. Now, if you want to, you can get these Maybelline Super Stay powders from Walmart. These were on clearance for $1. I don't know if this is all the powders, but I racked up because I love these powders, and I hope that doesn't mean they are going discontinued, or maybe that my Walmart is just not going to carry them anymore. But these are really good face powders. You can use these to set the remainder of your face, or you can take any excess powder and just dab on to blend it out. I use these to set sometimes and just to hug and fuse everything together, but there's no need to always go in with pressed powder on top of foundation, because this pressed powder is literally a foundation. This is a full coverage powder foundation. That's what pressed powders are. So it can get a little mucky and thick when you put a powder on top of a liquid foundation. A powder foundation on top of a liquid foundation. Just, you know, FYI. I'm taking my Morphe. This is an angled brush. And I'm grabbing the contour shade out of my Black Radiance palette. And I'm applying this lightly to my hollows of my cheek. And to the forehead. Slim that sucker on down. You want to do this with a light hand. And you just want to blend everything together. You should be looking nice and powdery right now. But if you don't look powdery, you probably ain't got enough. Like, the great way to measure, like, where you should take this is from, like, the curve of your ear. So take it from there and just swirl it on down. Swirl it on down. And this gives you a nice warmth. It gives you the nice facial definition that you need. If you have a little excess chin on there, you can take it down here as well. I just bring mine at the end of my chin. Alright, and now I'm just gonna lightly grace the sides of my nose, just for a little something, a little definition. And I like to just sweep it into the eye socket. And this plays back into what I said in the previous videos, how like everything just plays together and your face just becomes one big happy family. This is the Jordana powder eyeshadow. This one is in the color burnt orange, and I'm grabbing it on the same contour brush that we used, and I'm just loading this brush up like that, really pretty. And I'm applying this really heavily to the cheeks, all over the contour. Dust it into the forehead. This just helps everything to look nice and uniform. You can take any blush. You need blush. You have to apply blushes. It's mandatory, honestly. It's honestly mandatory. Like, it's a part of the creed. Like, your makeup isn't gonna be your makeup without a good heaping helping of blush. And honestly, that's just that on that. Okay, so now we take our sponge. There is just a little bit more of the powder here. I'm just gonna pound that in a little bit. And now we go in right on top of everything. This plays back into just blending everything, making sure everything is flawless and seamless. Also helping us to give that really skin-like finish. This is like your taste test before you serve the cake. Alright, so I'm taking a Wet n Wild brush. It's a dome head brush. And I'm taking the highlight shade from that contour palette. Applying it on the chin. Cupid's bow. I like to apply it with the sides and blend it with the top. So, apply it with the sides, blend with the top. The top just helps to scatter the product and just make it look like your natural skin is just like glowing. Now you can make this as intense or as soft as you may like. So we're going to take our sponge, tap off some more excess powder. This time more than usual. Usually this is about how much powder you should have been using. But now I'm going to rub that in even more. Just like that. And this is the face, guys. This is it. So now is the time for us to add lash. You know, your extra products, your lash, your gloss, you know. I like to do gloss when I feel like this light and natural. So I'm just going to go in with a light coat. Mascara really isn't my thing, honestly. And I'm going to take this little angled brush here. And I'm going to take some of the mascara off of it. And I'm going to do my waterline. It's just like make it really cute. And I'm also going to use my mascara to set my brows. Really lightly, because you don't want them to be pitch black unless you want them pitch black, you know. To each his own. And I am just going to throw this lash on. If you want my detailed video on how to put on lashes, how to maintain lashes, how to grow out your lashes, I will attach that video down below. Because that is really simple. This is just another method that I like doing to put on my lashes when I'm too lazy to wait for my lash glue to dry. Don't you just love a good Ardell wispy? Like, she's so cute and innocent. The Bible, Mary the Virgin. That's what these lashes look like. That's what these lashes look like, Mary the Virgin. Just soft and cute and innocent and the Virgin Mary. That's what this look is called, the Virgin Mary. Just soft as skin and just cute. Just really natural, just cute. Just cute. Just Mary the Virgin, just cute. You can hurt yourself and it'll melt the side of your nail if you come too close. Take it from a pro. It will melt and it will hurt. So you just want to grab your lighter and melt your pencil just a little bit. Yeah, see when it starts to get creamy like a Hershey Kiss in the summertime, that's what you want. And you want to cool it before you put it on. Let me test it right here. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like that. This is literally a milk chocolate shade. So it's just a little definition there. I'm going in with the NYX Cosmetics Butter Gloss in the color Maybelline. It's Maybelline. And a nice even coat. And here we are. This is the conclusion to the Introduction to Makeup series. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something. Hope you feel cute. I love, dang, what I just called it. Mary the Virgin makeup look. Cause you cute. We cute. We did that and we cute. We learned something on quarantine. We gonna come out looking like a saltine. Oh, a snack. That's what we is when we come back. A snack. That's what we gonna be, a snack. Come back to my channel for another video coming up real soon. Bye. I'm so embarrassing.